Episode 162, 4 Fundamental Rules to Becoming Smart.
You're listening to the very best podcast in the world on health, wealth, and happiness. Please remember to leave a review and share with all your friends and family. And here is your host, Lars Hilser.
And here we go into another another Tuesday. Boy, how profane. Welcome to the very best podcast in the world, your only source in the universe for personal supremacy through health, wealth, and happiness. Now, I think happiness is one of these things that a lot of people deem necessary to share with as many people around them as they possibly motherfucking can. And kudos to those, because, yeah, it's like, these esoterists who are just constantly fucking smiling because they're, so full of love and joy from all of their meditation. Those. So, still, I'm convinced that these people are insanely happy. But it's my experience that a lot of them have kind of lost touch with reality. And, by the way, reality housekeeping, folks. See, I knew I would almost forget today. But if this episode or any of the other 161 episodes that you may listen to because you are a loyal subscriber, wink, wink, appeals not only to you, but where you think, hey, Uncle Bob or Aunt Maggie or my wife or my other partner, whatever, could benefit from this episode, please fucking share. Sharing is caring, and it's going to make, because it's benefited you, the episode's benefited you, there's a very high likelihood that it's going to benefit Uncle Bob or Aunt Ginny or your partner or your other partner or whomever the fuck. So sharing is caring. Share the episodes because you're loyal subscribers, right? Right. Okay, housekeeping over. Getting back to the apocalyptical happiness. And, I think, you can't always be happy. You can train yourself to see the positive in pretty much any situation out there, right? There are some, when you're confronted with a diagnosis for dread disease, it's not like you're saying, God damn it, finally I'm getting off this fucking planet in a box, right? Finally I'm going into the forever box. No, of course, there are moments in life which are very challenging. Challenging in that it's going to be very, very, very difficult to not really be happy in those situations. Does that make any sense? I don't know. But anyhow, why am I kind of getting on your fucking nerves with this, right? So today is about 4 fundamental rules to becoming smart. And I kind of put these together based on some meme I found, modified them to be more realistic and less bullshit. And today is basically the result. So we're going to go into 4 core things. Obviously, it's like 4 fundamental rules. And they are, number 1, speak less. Number 2, listen more. Number 3, react less. And number 4, observe more. Right. And the reason I kind of spammed you with the apocalyptical happiness at the beginning of the episode was because not only in this sense, when people are extremely, extremely happy, they're speaking a lot, right? And reflecting back, when I started meditation, for me, it was like I was seeing things, I was observing things, And, having grown up as, to think like a fucking scientist, it was like, I don't know what happened here. So instead of thinking, the people, my friends around me, thinking that I'm even more loony than I actually am, I'm just going to keep my fucking pie hole shut. Right. And that's when I started to basically observe more. Up until that point, right, it was like you came across somebody, you had casual conversation, and I don't know why, but you immediately, I immediately had to share my success with the people. I was like, well, yeah, founded 2 companies, have a degree and, minor degree in electronics and another in finance. And, yeah. And these are here, my house, my boat, my car, the tree I planted over there, giving shade already and has been for 20 years. And it was like the other people were kind of pushed into the corner, and I didn't get a chance to really observe, right? To get to know them, because I was kind of forcing them to get to know me. But that was what I learned in sales, right? It was like I went through tons and tons and tons of sales training. And it was like, yeah, you got to find a balance between you talking and them listening. But at the end of the day, that was too expensive for my fucking time. I wanted to go there. I wanted to get this fucking signature, and I wanted to be the fuck out of there. I didn't care for their fucking stories, for their backgrounds or whatever. Not really. Right. And then I was, this makes me sound like some kind of sales jerk. I was very conscious about what I sold. Right. And I did tell clients to buy products elsewhere because they were cheaper. And if the client was stupid, which most clients are, it's like, okay, listen, this product is not for you, and I'm not going to sell it to you. And the same level of consciential, whatever, responsibility I had when my, regional director or whatever would come up to me and say, look, you got to sell this product. And I was like, no, the product is shit. And they're like, yeah, but you get high commissions and everything. And I'm like, yeah. Find the mistake in the equation, right? That's not responsible. So get the fuck out of my office, right? And so I ended up earning more, a lot less money than, I kind of could have probably. But my conscience was clear. Conscience was clear. Yeah, that was clear. A lot of other stuff in my mind wasn't really clear at that point in my life. That was. Anyhow, long story short, listen more. That kind of goes hand in hand, right? Number 2. So when you talk less or speak less, you obviously have more time to listen. And I was motherfucking surprised at all the stuff that I was learning about other people. No, sorry, sniffing my nose. I didn't do coke. I just had a major sneeze attack. So, just to get that clear, so, and it was like, all of a sudden it started like, wow, you were getting all this input from these people, and, it led to, me getting interested, getting like the big funnel in front of my brain. It was like, I got to learn more about people and how they tick and how they work and whatever. What I thought I knew about people, I knew from sales training, right? So it was like manipulating people into the sales. That's, usually the stuff that you get there, do your pitch, know your products and services and whatever by heart so that you can do them, so that you can sell them when you're hammered. Good advice, by the way. And it was like, this interesting kind of development took place in that it was like I was getting so much input, and I wasn't necessarily learning from it because I was doing a lot of the stuff that people told me subconsciously already, the whole shebang, being a good person, yada, 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 still, however, you could learn interesting shit, much more interesting shit than in school, by the way. It's like for a lot of us, we go to school and it's like, God damn it, stop feeding me info. I want to make money, right? And that's the point where it's like, okay, stop teaching me. And that carries on in life. You think you know it all, right? And you fucking don't. Every day you wake up and you're going to learn something new. Trust me. It happens subconsciously. But every fucking day, you're going to learn something new. It's just that learning goes to autopilot. So listening more is really the key takeaway in this, is because you're going to learn so much, not necessarily about people, because people can be idiots and they can be bothering, right? But you're going to learn from their experience as well without having to have made it. And that's a fucking jiffy, right? You can, I'm not talking about heartache or anything like that, right? What I'm talking about is, going into an investment product, for instance, that your Uncle Bob has gone into and he got fucked over. You're not going to go into that investment product, right? Because Uncle Bob already made the mistake. So how would you learn from Uncle Bob's mistake if you were the person speaking all the time, right? This is pars pro toto. This is about a gazillion examples of conversations that you're going to have where you're going to try and put yourself in the fucking spotlight. Don't. Right? Let the others come. You're going to learn so much more, and you can pick up the information and you can kind of get this treasure trove of information. Again, sharing is motherfucking caring. So, it's kind of on you to convey this information somehow to other people. When you start socializing with others, it's like, how blah, 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 investment. Oh, my Uncle Bob got fucked over. So it's like this word of mouth thing that used to exist, right? It's now gone over to social media. It's just nobody sees your posts because, not interesting for a lot of people. So, it's like listen more and become this treasure trove of information, which you can then share and distribute to a lot of people. Write a blog, do a fucking podcast. I don't know. Which brings us to number 3. React less. And, right, it's like, I tried really long and really, really, really put my tinfoil thinking cap on about what example I'm going to give you. What's the most prominent example where I reacted, where it was a fucking stupid mistake, right? And, I really went into defense mode very early in my life. I didn't make stupid decisions based on emotions. I never did so when, I separated from whomever, employer or what. And this started very early in my life. I didn't become passive, right? But you cross a person's path at least twice in life. So if you end up breaking somebody's nose, which I did, you're going to cross that person's path again sometime in life. And you don't want to be in that situation where you are sorry about something that you said or you did. Now, that motherfucker's nose I broke, he deserved it. It was like a stupid reaction because he wanted to fuck me over. And things just kind of escalated very quickly. However, it was like... you have to, a lot of reactions we make are based on emotions, and emotions are kind of like this undesirable in a situation, but we're tempted to act upon it, while it's more wise to take a step back and say, okay, look, let's think this over, right? And the longer you think about it, it'll kind of start to blow over and lose relativity and, become insufficient, fade away. And then you're like, okay, I can, with a clear conscience, cross this person's path again in life. You can trip them then or shove them down a flight of stairs. It doesn't go to say that you can't do that then. Not that I've shoved anyone down a staircase, have I? I don't know. A lot of fuzzy moments. But anyhow, long story short, reacting is usually intertwined and inevitably intertwined based on emotions. And that's a very stupid fucking mistake to make, is to react on emotion. So it's about reacting less, like reacting immediately to an action, and being more like, okay, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to kind of evaluate my plays here, and then you can still, without being a vigilante or something, report them into the justice system or whatever, right? But the fact of the matter is, it's going to be very difficult once you have reacted, to take that back. And like I said, usually, more often than not, you will cross a person's path twice in life at least. Number 4, last but not least, observe more. And, I think it goes kind of in line with listen more. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it's like observe more and look what people are doing. Observe, analyze them. Why is that dude, your foreman or boss or manager or whatever, why is he in that position? Normally, in today's world, it's not because they're good. It's because they have a fucking sheet of paper where it says they're good, but they're not, not necessarily good. And that's what I went down. I went down that route in the passion episodes, which we did. Just go to the website, look for passion, and you'll find 2 or 3 episodes, I think, where I went into that topic. It's about really being passionate about your work and really excelling and really becoming fucking good at something, right? So that being said, however, if you have someone that's really, really, really good, you have to observe what they're doing. How did they get so good? What did they do? But it's also about observing yourself. How did I excel in business? I journaled because I just had so much shit going on. It was like I journaled, and then I went down and said, okay, look, I'm going to analyze all of the crap that, just happened throughout the day. And then I'm going to look what worked and what didn't, right? And this self-reflection, this observing myself and what I did led to a lot of success because I looked at the people I talked to who didn't, really bring any business or money towards me. It was still, I'm not saying that I didn't talk to them anymore, right? I still talk to them because the network is only as strong as your connection with it, right? But at the end of the day, it was like, okay, which people did work? Which people have the connections that I need? Which people can give me access to my clients? In one case, that being bigger organizations, right? It was like, how do I present? How do I pitch? To whom do I pitch? Who's got the door handle? Who's the bouncer that I have to be friends with to access those? Right. And so observing is much less. Yeah, of course, to a certain degree, observing is others. But, observing your own mistakes and observing your own successes and scrutinizing them in very much detail is vital to fucking success and personal growth, which kind of goes hand in hand. So in that sense, we already fucking doubled the time. I kind of went on, trying to, in the new year, go for 10-minute episodes. We're almost at 20. I'm just going to fucking give up. It takes a certain amount of time to bring a point across. I hope I was able to do so today. In that sense, have the rest of a very successful Tuesday. Then if you've already had your successful Tuesday, have a good night. Keep your hands about all that shit. Peace out. Stay tuned. I shall see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about 6 ways to succeed as a leader. Peace out. Stay tuned.